Hey everybody and welcome to episode 9 of Tyneside Troubles with me, James from the Football Manager WizKids. Now, I've got a little bit of a booby to tell you about. I did record a 30-minute pre-season review and I played the first game as a live com, and once I played it, once I went to edit it and once I went to upload it, etc., I realised I hadn't recorded the audio. So I'm doing it from exactly the same point, but I've already played the first Premier League game of the season. We won't do a live com today, but we will in episode 10. But we're going to do a review of pre-season, talk about new players brought in, talk about transfers sold as well, and talk about pre-season results and a little bit in tactics and see what we look to do this season. So we're on the home screen here, and as you can see, I'm still the manager. Jamal Lascelles is still my captain. We have changed my vice-captain from Alexander Mitrovic. I feel he's a bit young, a bit naive, and we've put Jonjo Shelvey, who's going to be a key player in this team, and he will be my vice-captain for the season. The key player is Sheikhoudou Kouyaté, who we did bring in from West Brom last season. Looking at pre-season results, we're not going to analyse each of them like we do usually. We're just going to talk briefly about them until we get to the Premier League match that we already played. That was at a full house, 52,104 against West Brom for that game on the Premier League opener. So we won 5-0 away to Bohemians. We scored goals from Alexander Mitrovic, hat-trick, a Lascelles and a Sissoko goal. Mitrovic, who had a good pre-season, we won 3-0 away to Shelbourne. He got a double there. Sissoko again. That's probably the last you will see of Sissoko, was our pre-season game. And Hibernian 3-0 away there, our feeder club. Vukic and a Mitrovic double got goals in that game. New signing Jesse Lingard got a double. Sissoko got one, Mitrovic got one in a 4-0 away victory against Hearts. Edinburgh rivals to Hibernian, of course. We lost on penalties after a 0-0 game against Rangers. We lost 3-1. Our only loss in 90 minutes was against Celtic. Jesse Lingard getting a goal in that game. 3-1 against our feeder club, a victory over Gateshead. Connor Gibson double and a Rolando Aarons goal. Then a 3-0 victory away to Alcaron. Sissoko, Lingard and Armstrong getting goals in that game. A 6-0 massive victory away to Levante. Armstrong hat-trick, a Jose Perez goal, Musa Sissoko and Jim Carroll goal. So this was to be the final game for Musa Sissoko. He got hauled off at half-time. The opening Premier League game. This was actually the game that I recorded, and I thought we were absolutely brilliant in this game. Fully deserved our victory. 12 shots on goal, 7 on target, 47% possession. That changed in the second half really when West Brom had to push for it. They did get Johnny Evans sent off after half-time, and it was quite a comfortable victory. We did have Henri Civet playing against us, a former player. Kyle Walker, a good signing by West Brom. He was available, but man of the match in this game was Cyrus Christie for me, brought in from Derby. I will show you my transfers very soon, but it was his debut and he got 3 assists all in the first half, and I thought we were fantastic. Matt Ritchie getting a goal. He has been excellent for me since I started this Tyneside Troubles save. James Morrison getting an equaliser, fully undeserved, but a good cross from Salomon Rondon saw James Morrison break through at the back post and knock it away. Adam Armstrong getting a goal on the 27th minute after Jose Perez come off very early on after 4 minutes with a groin strain that will see him out for a couple of weeks. And Alexander Mitrovic just before half time. And once Johnny Evans got sent off on the 47th minute, I didn't see any way back for West Bromwich Albion. As I say, Cyrus Christie, man of the match, 3 assists and goals for Ritchie, Armstrong and Mitrovic. So as you can see, there is our fixtures. Next we play Liverpool away, then in the Capital One Cup, second round we play Millwall, then Arsenal at home, Leicester at home, Middlesbrough away, Swansea away, Burnley at home. Then I think the next live com, we won't play one today, but the next one we will play in episode 10 of Tyneside Troubles will be the 15th of October. That will have wrapped up the transfer window. Obviously there's still time, it's only the middle of August, we've still got plenty of time to bring in players if needed. But Manchester United at home will be the next live com we will play, and we will have a look at their team and see if they've got many big guns hanging around and playing for those. But for now, let's get into transfers, see who I've signed, brought in, because I'm quite excited to see this team come together and the players that I've signed and brought in. Also let go a big name player, sad to see him go, but I've brought in a rock solid replacement. So first up, as you know, he was shown off to you in the last episode. We had already pre-agreed to sign him for $5.5 million from Manchester United. It's Jesse Lingard. He's good on this game, but next season he will be, or next game on FM17, he will be incredible after the last year he has had personally at Manchester United. So looking forward to having him. He will be a main starter on the left hand side for me. Next up we have the 2-cap Irish player Cyrus Christie, brought in for $6.5 million from Derby. Now, Rico Henry was excellent for me in his first season when we brought him in for Walsall, and they have quite similar attributes in playing quite a similar way. As I can say, guys, on his debut, 3 assists for us and a 9 average in that game. Looks good, can only get better, and I'm really excited to use him, and hopefully him and Henry at left back can be quite similar and be very attacking minded fullbacks and get me a lot of assists and contribute to goals. Really excited to use him. 6.5 million. I thought it might have been a big price to pay, but after one game he's played well. Hopefully he can do well over the course of the season. This one brought in as an absolute snip, Tyrone Mings from Bournemouth. Bournemouth got relegated, so we managed to bring him in for £250,000. Yes, absolute peanuts. Now, whether he becomes good or not, maybe that injury that he had for the season really cost him a lot in terms of his career, but for 250 grand you cannot complain. It's an absolute steal. He will be cover for me at left back to Rico Henry. If he's good enough to press for that first team position, then so be it, but if not, I don't see us taking a loss on him. Really glad to get him in, part of a big squad now, and really think he could do well for me when given the chance. Absolute steal from Bournemouth. One of 2 regens brought in Connor Gibson, a striker, comes in from Dumbarton for £8,250. Whilst he might not become great, he fills out my under 21 squad. He plays for the under 18 squad. For me, he could be a really, really decent player. If he doesn't become it, we're not going to take a loss on him. An absolute bargain, absolute steal. 14 finishing, first touch 12, 16 determination, flair 12, off the ball 14, 17 teamwork and 11 work rate. Got a decent bit of pace about him at 13, acceleration 11, and he looks a decent player. Can't take a loss on him. Decent player, might not make the grade at my club, but I think he will make the grade at a decent level. I have loaned out a player in Baptiste Santamaria to Bournemouth, so I needed one centre midfielder for cover, and that centre midfielder is Ravel Morrison. Once described by Rio Ferdinand as one of the most talented in his time at Manchester United to come through. Hasn't quite made the grade at Manchester United, West Ham, Cardiff or QPR where he's played on loan. Now currently at Lazio, and I've just got him on loan from there. Not going to be a regular starter, but if he does impress me, he could break into the squad. On loan for a season. Hopefully he can do something and contribute to the team. Never used him before on Football Manager, so it should be a good bit of fun to use him. Next we brought in Arnaud Lassamba. Now a player I've never even heard of, never seen used, comes in from Nancy for £5.5 million, can play wide or in behind the striker. For me, he's got a lot of great attributes all over the area of the pitch. Technically he's very good, mentally he's decent, and physically he's decent. One player I think could be decent, capped at under 20 level for France. As I say guys, I like to use players I've never heard of or never seen or used before. So he could be one that could become quite good. If he doesn't, I don't see us making a loss in him. I think we would get our money back. But he's one that could be involved quite a lot this season. Like I said previously, we have lost our main central defender in Chancel Mbemba. He's joined Real Madrid for big money. We needed to replace him, and we've managed to pull in Eric Bailey on loan from Manchester United. Doesn't look overly brilliant on this game, but as of next year, FM17 again, I think he could be absolutely quality. For me, he looks good. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks, so we haven't used him yet, but when he comes back, I'm sure he will be a main player in my team. Looks really good. Hopefully he can be solid and do exactly what Mbemba done. Disappointing to lose Mbemba, but when Real Madrid come calling, you have to accept almost, and we got a decent price for him too. But Eric Bailey comes in on loan for a season from Manchester United. The second of 2 regens brought is the number 31, Jim Carroll. Now, he's going to play for my under 21s as well, potentially under 18 sometimes. He's scored 4 goals in 3 games for those. He's got some decent attributes, 13 for pace, natural fitness 13, acceleration 14, got some decent areas in his mental game as well, decision making 13, determination 15, off the ball 13 and work rate 13, to go along with his 11 heading, 11 dribbling, 11 first touch and 14 finishing. 1.1 million, Jim Carroll comes in from Blackburn, and we beat off a host of clubs to bring in his signature to the club. Could be a good player. And the final signing is Renato Sanchez, comes in for 15 million from Bayern Munich. This guy is all but a beast on this game. The guys on the Deep Line podcast, Ed and George, have said numerous times how good this guy is. He looks excellent on the game. If you're asking for a dream centre midfielder partnership on Football Manager, you're probably going to say Renato Sanchez and Paul Pogba. 18 years old, didn't get too much of a game at Real Madrid, but we picked him up for 15 million on 70 grand a week, which is reasonable. Fully capped, of course, for Portugal. He is currently with the under 23s of the Portugal squad, so he isn't available to me for another 10 days or so. But this guy, as saying on the right hand side, is described as a wonder kid by the media. Likes to get into the opposition area, shoot with power and dictate the tempo. He looks incredible. Again, never ever used him on Football Manager, but this is one I'm really excited to see at St James's Park and really do a good partnership in the central midfield, and I'm really excited to use him. Renato Sanchez has joined Newcastle United from Bayern Munich. So that wrapped up all the business so far. 37.25 million brought into the club. Going out of the club, 35.04 million. Gail Bigirimana joins Burton for a free. Tino Susic, who didn't quite make the grade at Newcastle, he joins Burnley for 1 million. Florian Tovan goes to Burnley for 7.5 million. Stuart Finlay to Motherwell for nothing. Rob Elliott to Huddersfield for nothing. 100 grand sees Callum Roberts go to Hull, and 3 players released on a free transfer. Tom Herdman, Kyle Cameron and Callum Williams. They'd be decent for lower league teams. Dwight Gale, now he scored a lot of goals for me in the Championship, but I want an upper echelon, in the words of Spencer, signing and striker to come into the club. I've got a bit of money. The one position I'm really looking for now is a striker, a big name striker to come into the club. So he was sacrificed, so hopefully I can replace him with a big name. Liam Smith went to Dagenham Redbridge. Matt Sells to Sporting for 550k. Masario Hadara went to Watford for a snip at 1 million, but we did bring in Tyrone Mings to replace him. Alex Gilead went to Motherwell for cheap. Haris Vukic to Bournemouth for 750k. Daniel Barlaser for free to Yeovil. Grant Hanley never really got a game for me, went to Watford for 600k. Sean Selim Bemba, thought it was 20 million, turns out to be 19 million. I'm sure there's clauses in there that says it will go to 24 million if he makes all those appearances, etc. And Baptiste Santamaria has gone on loan to Bournemouth. He didn't quite cut the grade for me, but he may have a good season in the Championship with Bournemouth. As I say, guys, that's all the transfers done just now. There may be more coming, and there probably will be. I'll update you on those in episode 10 of Tyneside Troubles, but for me, one big striker is what we need. So here is my team and tactics, guys. I'm lining up with the same as last season, 4-2-2-2, and of course this is not the way we're going to go with it. This is just the way we played with it last game. Now we're starting with Krul in goals, Henry at left back, House and Iorfa for this game in the middle, and Christie at right back. This is because Lascelles was suspended, still is, and Eric Bailey is injured. Those two will replace House and Iorfa when they are fit. In the middle, Shelvey and Sissoko. Sissoko is just about to be confirmed on a 20 million transfer to Borussia Dortmund. Renato Sanchez, of course, will replace him in the middle of the pitch. On the right hand side, we've got Matt Ritchie. On the left, we've got Jesse Lingard up top, Ayoze Perez and Alexander Mitrovic on the bench. Satka, Yarmat, who will probably leave the club as he's been unhappy for a while and is wanted. Tyrone Mings, Kouyaté, Morrison, Arendt and Adam Armstrong. In reserve, Woodman, who will be a good number 2 and hopefully be number 1 one day. Lascelles and Bailey, as you can see, suspended and injured. Sanchez is away on international duty. Lasamba, Dozel and Jim Carroll. 13 million I've got to spend. I want to bring in a striker. Sissoko is away to be confirmed to Dortmund very shortly, so hopefully I'll have around 30 million to bring in a one big striker. So finally, we're on the competition page, and as you can see, mid-table is the expected board expectation from them. I think we can achieve that. I'm confident we can achieve that. As you can see, we've got 1 win on the board so far out of 1. We're expected to reach the 4th round of the FA Cup. We will enter at the first round on the 7th of January, and we're expected to reach the 4th round of the Capital One Cup. We do have Millwall in a home tie. Hopefully and surely we will win that one. Now I'm going to go for the mid-table prediction this season, then hopefully we can push on into Europe, then who knows where we can go. We've got a decent team, hopefully it can get bigger and better with potentially 30 million to sign a striker. Guys, if you want to recommend somebody, then please do, and I will give them a go potentially. I looked at Lee Griffiths, I had a deal set up for him, but honestly guys, I'm looking for bigger and better for the Premier League. So much so that I want to overachieve in this first season back in the Premier League after winning the Sky Bet Championship quite comfortably last season. So there we are, guys. That is the season review or pre-season review of Season 2, first back in the Premier League. Of course, I did mistakenly not record the audio when I was recording the West Brom game. It was a comfortable win, it was a good one, and I was delighted to get the 3 points on the board. The next live com, as I said, will be Manchester United at home. That is a big one. Then we can update you on any potential signings and sales between now and the end of the transfer window. And of course we will play that big blockbuster game against the Red Devils, and we will update you on the 6 or 7 results individually and in detail between now and then. Thanks as ever, guys, for watching Tyneside Troubles. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, the Football Manager WizKids, the Tifo Project at the FM WizKids, and Twitter at the FM WizKids. If you're anywhere in the Football Manager community, then we're there. Just make sure you search the Football Manager WizKids and you will find us. I've been James, we've been the WizKids. This is Tyneside Troubles with one goal: to win a major silverware. The Premier League or the Champions League, either one or both. We're coming for you, let's do it. We are United, we are Newcastle. I'll see you in episode 10 of Tyneside Troubles. Thank you and take care.